So why'd you marry a man that can't take care of you?
Don't insult my husband or we're going to be done talking.
No, that was a question.
He can take care of me.
But then
we take care of each other.
You said you had a hole in your floor before you married him. You got a hole in your floor now. It doesn't sound like he's doing a very good job.
Okay, we're done.
Jesse Lee Peterson trolls this woman so badly she runs straight out of the interview as Jesse Lee Peterson questions this woman over her past choices and triggers her because everyone knows accountability is a woman's kryptonite. Let's get in.
Mothers love their children and wasn't on an ego trip trying to go to work and act like a man, but stay home and raise the man's children, educate the children, and not put them out there in the schools or in these places where they're teaching this stuff. If the mothers love their children, wouldn't they stay home and watch over the man's children for him?
I hate that. It's so condescending. No, it's not that easy. I live in a double wide. My house is falling apart. My husband works 50, 60 hours a week to provide for us, and it's still not enough. I have to work. I can't just stay home. If I want my children to eat, I have to work.
Well,
so
why not let your
husband?
Why not let your husband do that? And
he
you
is,
watch
but it's
over.
Still not enough.
Why not cut back for the children?
Cut back on what?
On whatever you need to cut back and make the sacrifice for the children.
We don't live high off the hog.
I'm sorry?
We don't have anything to cut back on. We spend nothing. I don't get my hair done.
So your husband working all those hours and not making enough money?
Yeah.
Tell me get another job then. Maybe
that's half of the world today.
Well, tell me work 80 hours. And you're right about that. High taxes and economy is bad. I do agree with that. But I want to know if mothers love the man's children and they would come back to order and watch over his children, because the responsibility of the children belongs to the father and the mother, no one else. They're not our children. Your children are your children, my children are my children, they're not our children. And God said that to the father and the mother, raise your children up in the right way to go. When they go out into the world, they're not easily tempted by the devil. But I noticed that the mothers are so selfish, they're unwilling, because they want to be equal to men. They're unwilling to stay home. No. They're unwilling to stay home and watch over the man's children.
That's not true.
Well, why are they doing it?
You are not fair to women.
Why are they doing it?
You stay home then?
I'm sorry?
You don't call men selfish for it's so unfair. Now, let's say my husband goes to work for 80 hours a week.
Right.
That's just making me a single mom again. We would never see him. My kids would never have any time with their dad. He couldn't teach them anything. He'd be so tired. He'd be burned out.
But you don't know that. You assume it.
My kids are healthy children. My kids know the Lord. My kids know how to fight evil. My kids know how to stand back or stand up for what's true. And they make a difference. And there are lights where they are. My kids are fine.
But don't you see?
It would not be okay if they never saw their dad.
But do you see the hypocrisy and the ego hypocrisy in these women? They out there act like they fighting for gender rights and all that crap, while they're still using the schools as a daycare center so that they can go out and work and pretend to be equal to men. It's all ego.
It's not all ego. You're putting that on people who are trying really hard to survive, and that's not fair.
Why is that? But they don't believe that God will help them if they did the right thing rather than go out and try to be equal to a man. They don't trust that God would take care of them.
Your premise is so flawed. You just assume that the reason that women are working because our egos, when half the time that we women are working, it's because we have to put food in our babies' mouths. So don't put that on women.
I understand those women that are not married, they have to go work, but married women are selfish. It's all about the ego. Because if they believed in God and they had a husband, they would know that God would take care of them through the husband. But they're on ego trips, so they sacrifice the children.
What about my husband?
What about him?
What are you going to do for my family?
What do you mean?
Well, apparently I have an ego trip because I have a job.
I didn't say you had an ego trip.
Well, my husband's but I'm working. And my kids are in public school.
You don't trust that God would take care of you and your family through your husband?
We do trust. We tithe. But I got holes in my kitchen floor right now, and that's with two people working.
So you had those holes before your husband married you?
Yeah, because we are not wealthy people.
So why'd you marry a man that can't take care of you?
Don't insult my husband or we're going to be done talking.
No, that was a question.
He can take care of me.
But then
We take care of each other.
you said you had a hole in your floor before you married him. You got a hole in your floor now. It doesn't sound like he's doing a very good job.
Okay, we're done.
I get this woman sounds like she's defending her husband, but women will always excuse their poor choices because, oh, I'm doing this or oh, I'm doing that. Never mind the results. Like Jesse Lee Peterson said, you had a hole in your floor and you still got one now. You couldn't cover it. He couldn't cover that with some plywood, a sheet of something, anything. I mean, even if you didn't fix the hole, you can cover up with something. I've done that before. Like, got to do what you got to do. I understand. But you definitely still shouldn't have a hole in your floor. That's kind of a telltale sign that you're not exactly being, quote unquote, being taken care of. You're getting by. You're getting by, and a lot of people are getting by, but you're not really being taken care of. I think this woman is just simply being dishonest and disingenuous about what she's saying. Like, her version of being taken care of is struggling to get by with a hole in your floor. If that's being taken care of, I don't necessarily think that's exactly the best version of that. And to this woman, like, what she doesn't understand is that all these women in the workforce are what stagnated the wages of all the guys. So she claims she has to work. She claims she has to go out. But that's exactly what's stagnating wages for all the other guys to then absorb and then have enough money to pay for these women. I mean, the greatest stagnation of wages and greatest labor market influx was after the sexual revolution when women flooded the market. And then everyone really didn't get like any raises for like decades and decades because you had a flood of extra labor. It hurts the market, it hurts families, and it just doesn't work in the long run. But hit that like button if you're enjoying the video. It really helps the algorithm. I appreciate it, and let's get back in.
No,
it's been real.
I got to put you on the hot seat.
No, you don't get to insult your guests. You've insulted me in every way.
How's that?
You've told me that women are stupid. Like, we're weak. We're not ever supposed to leave.
In comparison,
we're selfish if we're working. It's our fault if you've insulted my husband, who is one of the most godly men I've ever met.
No, I didn't insult.
There's only so much insulting that I'm willing to do. You need to be respectful of your guests and our time.
No, I'm asking you.
I've done a lot of good things for the world.
I'm asking you, why did you marry a man that could not take care of you?
He is a good man, and he is taking care of us.
And
I would rather have a hole in my floor than a man who treats me the way that you treat women.
Well, I'm just asking biblical questions.
No, that's not a biblical question.
But
that's not.
But
like, you've been very rude.
How have I been rude? I've just been asking questions. You and I are communicating.
Okay, but you're insulting my husband, who is a good man, who does not deserve me. He works his butt off to take care of us, and life is hard and things are expensive. I have a child who needs 4 different medications every month just to keep him alive. So we have expenses that you don't know about, and guess what? My husband's paying for those. And that's not even.
When you say he is a good man, what make him good?
He loves the Lord. He treats us well. He works hard. Every dime he makes goes to taking care of us.
Amazing.
And so he has good character. He has good moral fiber. I mean, if I have to explain to you why that's a good man, and he loves the Lord, and he's leading, and he's working as hard as he can to provide for us, if I have to explain to you why that's a good man, I don't know what to do, but I am not going to sit here and listen to you insult him. I'm not going to do that. I have too much respect for my husband to do that.
But I don't know how that is, and I'm black and slow, so I could be wrong.
You're not slow, and being black has nothing to do with it.
I just don't understand, why would a woman marry a man who can't take care of her, especially with children. I understand if they didn't have any children together. So is he the father of your children?
He's the father of one of my children.
And so I can understand if the woman didn't have children, she can go to work, right? But why would a woman marry a man and they have children together and still would go to work? What's the purpose? Because the whole purpose of getting married is to have babies. If you didn't want to have babies, there's no reason to get married.
I'm 40 years old. There's no reason to get married if you don't want babies.
Right.
What about love? What about, I wanted a father for my kids. I was a single mom.
Well,
what about that?
How about the father that they already have that made the babies?
Like the abusive one who broke a door over my head and called me a C word every time I didn't do something he wanted? No, thank you.
Oh, I wanted to ask you that. I'm just glad you brought that up. Why are women so abusive today? I noticed that women.
So I just tell you that I
just
just told you that I got a door broken over my head, and you asked me why women are so abusive.
What were you doing that made him do that?
I'm done. I gotta end this.
No. I want to know, what were you doing that brought that kind of anger out of him? Because he didn't just walk in the house, you know what, honey, I'm gonna break the door off and break your head. What were you doing that brought that out of him? What were you doing wrong?
You need Jesus, friend.
What do you mean?
I gotta end this. I wish you well. I pray you well, but I gotta be done.
Well, let's do the hot seat before you go.
The hot seat.
Yeah.
You just told me that it's my fault that a man broke a door over my head.
No, that was a question.
I didn't do anything.
So you
deserve
just
that.
sit around being nice. You wouldn't be difficult on anything.
So if I just shut my mouth and look pretty, then everything will be fine. And if I just look like a pretty little doll that doesn't have any ideas, that doesn't mind that he's off cheating, if I just stay sweet, then I won't get hit and my marriage will be fine, right? Is that what you're telling me?
So what were you doing that caused him to do that brought that kind of anger out of him?
I told him that it wasn't okay that he was cheating on me.
So you were harassing him?
Okay, we're done.
Let me know if you agree or disagree, but if I had to guess, I would say this woman is probably part of the 80% of women who initiate divorce to begin with. Now, I understand, I mean, getting a door slammed over your head is terrible and no one should do that. But he's not going to do that for no reason, and he's certainly not going to go just cheat for literally no reason either. Like, I don't know, how good was the home? Not excusing his actions, but women never want to look at themselves. It's always, oh, he hit me with this. And then they just get triggered if you even suggest that maybe they did something wrong. Maybe you could have done something wrong. And then you go from a baby mama into getting a stepdad who you say provides for you, but still has holes in your floor. I think sometimes these women just lie to themselves so bad, it's just so much to their own detriment, and it's sad to see that they just don't even know how to handle their own lives. But folks, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about what Jessie Lee Peterson had to say, trolling this woman for her past choices in this clip. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.